we moved it to a hotel first, and then we moved it here to Royal Spring because I am the school counselor here, and they allow us to host it here for free. So we want you to know, coaches, what you all pay to be here, we actually reinvest that money into Super Saturday. And so typically we pretty much break even, and what you're gonna see today is the nuts and bolts of Beachbody Super Saturday. We made a team decision that since there's a low crew of us, to kind of cut some of the fluff that we always do. If you've been here before, you know, we have tablecloths and photo booths and a photographer hanging from everywhere, and you know, we kind of have a little bit of a party, but we knew it was going to be a strong coach, you know, it's mostly coaches, and it's Halloween weekend, so we value the nuts and bolts, so that's what you're seeing. But we are already on tap for January. We actually, make sure you're here January 7th because we have an amazing master trainer that's working with us. And we are going to have about a 6 to 7 instructor workout, the stage, and a big party. And Justin Wells, the $100,000 winner from last year, is speaking for us. And so that's what I know, right? Everybody's like, no, yes, we already got him. He's actually he's where? No, but I think he's in Pittsburgh this time.
Oh, yeah, he went up.
He's in Pittsburgh this time. Justin Wells, the $100,000 winner, he's up there this time. They snagged him quick, but I'm kind of glad we snagged him from January. So anyway, so he'll be here to share his transformation story, and it'll be same big party. But the nuts and bolts are what's really, really, really important, and that's what we believe in. So I am Angela Fraley. Most people you'll see Fraley Fitness. Fit Nation Fraley, that's my leg of Fit Nation, and we're glad you all are here. We're glad that the new coaches are here, and our mission is for Central Kentucky to get big enough. We're usually 50 to 60 strong, so this is really low, and I truly attribute it to Halloween weekend. I don't know what Beachbody was thinking. Guess it just felt that way, but and it's the last weekend of Keeneland for local people. It's freaking 70 degrees outside. And, but we're really working towards a market council. That's what we want. And we've really connected with Louisville. And at first they tried to say, hey, you guys need to go and hang out with Louisville. Hello, Eastern Kentucky people are here. So we said, no, we're not going to hang out with Louisville. Yes, we can drive an hour that way, but we got coaches 2 hours east coming here. And so we got some great teams in Lexington. Robin, who you're about to hear her amazing story, is on a team. She's local, and she's not Fit Nation. Just want you to know this is not all Fit Nation, and that's why we changed it to Central Kentucky. Carmen is not Fit Nation. We just are a group together. So, and that's why we kind of coined it Central Kentucky. And so we all work together. We really have a spirit of everybody kind of lifting each other up, and it doesn't matter what team you're on. We're really all on the same team, Beachbody. And so that's what we're just about for all the new people, new faces that are here. And it's kind of cool to see a smaller crew, but to see so many new faces, that's really amazing. So we are going to move on with our transformation story. We always do a transformation story, and so I am so excited to introduce Robin. Robin, as I said, I am the middle school counselor here. That tells you I'm like 10% crazy, maybe 15. So I met Robin when her amazing husband came to enroll her children here, and I'll let her tell that part of the story. But just notice right away, he's just a great man. He's a police officer in town. We connected right away, and I had never met Robin, and I really had no idea she was a Beachbody coach until one day. Who's got their shake? So one day she rolls in the office like this. I was like, "Whoa, Robin, you do Shakeology?" So anyway, we started connecting and everything, and she is just an amazing force to be reckoned with. Her story is awesome, and she's just down to earth and really is all about lifting people up. And so we're glad that she connects with us at Central Kentucky, and I'm excited for you all to hear her story. So I'm going to turn over to Robin and turn some lights off for you.
Okay, thanks. So I actually am live on Facebook right now, so I want to say hi to everybody watching back at home. Huh?
Was that
Yes. So before I get started, I am. Whereas Angela is very outgoing and she knows everybody, I am the complete opposite. I'm a true introvert. I would stay in my house all day. I would never leave if I had that option. But unfortunately, kids make you have to leave the house sometimes because they want to do things. They want to get out. So that's kind of how I met Angela. And I fortunately have had the blessings of social media to be able to build my business. So everything that I've done through my Beachbody business has been 100% through social media. And so hopefully Angela and I are going to get together at some point and talk about some different tricks that she does locally to build a team, and then I'm going to share some things that I've done through social media. So anyway, I am Robin Lodahl, and I am a diamond coach with Beachbody. I've been coaching for about 1.5 years now, and I am a Success Club All-Star. I've fortunately been able to hit Success Club every single month I've been a coach, and I am the founder of my team Diamond Dynasty and the PCOS Fitness Academy, which I will share a little bit more in a little bit. So let me get right my notes. So growing up, I was always somewhat chubby. When I turned a teenager, puberty hit, and I gained like 90 pounds in 1.5 years in high school. And for those men that are in here, this may make you a little uncomfortable, but if you have teenage daughters, you're probably going to hear about it. I didn't have regular cycles. I had hair growth on my face. I had all of these issues that kind of made me different. And I wasn't super comfortable sharing it with anybody, so I didn't share it with my mom. I didn't share it with my friends. I just kind of took care of it. And when I was in college, I decided to eventually go to the gynecologist. And from there, I was diagnosed with a syndrome called PCOS. And what is PCOS? It's polycystic ovarian syndrome, and basically it's an endocrine disorder that causes massive weight gain. You get that tie around your stomach. It causes, I mean, you can read the slide. But so basically, when I was in high school and I gained all this weight, it created a ton of insecurities. It was basically the beginning of massive eating disorders, whether it was anorexia, binge eating, purging, you name it. I was on countless pills. It was just a sick cycle that began because I didn't have the support system that I needed. I didn't feel beautiful, and so when I was in college, I hid things very well. I played rugby, so I was extremely active, and I've thankfully been able to travel all over the U.S. playing rugby. But in that, my health deteriorated even more because I wasn't taking care of myself. And it was to the point where my team suffered, and I remember there were times that they were wonderful though. They would ask me, "What have you eaten today, Robin?" And I couldn't answer because I didn't want to lie to them. So we would cancel practice and we would go eat together. So if that kind of tells you how bad that eating disorder was. And for those who don't know and have read the slide, it can lead to type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol. I mean, like, it is basically the beginning of a slow dying death of just being predisposed to this endocrine disorder. And so anyway, so I went to college, met a wonderful man, my husband, Nick, and he has been extremely supportive. And so I went to college to become an elementary teacher because I don't deal well with adults, to be completely honest. He's the complete opposite. He is a sergeant here in town, so he deals with conflict very well. He deals with adults very well, whereas I can deal with kids all day long. You know, I can get on the floor, I can play with them. And so in that aspect, we did well together because he kind of dealt with all of the adult people in our life, and I dealt with kids. So anyway, so we got married. I graduated and I started teaching, and things were great. However, my health was not so great. It kept deteriorating and getting worse and worse to the point where I was on several medications a day. And the next slide will kind of share a little bit about what was going underneath the surface. Shortly after, well, when I was first diagnosed, I was put on several medications. But as the weight continued to gain, or as I continued to gain the weight, things kept getting worse, and I wasn't really choosing to treat a lot of the underlying symptoms, and I wasn't able to find the support. I had the support, but I was choosing not to utilize it, to be honest. Things just got worse. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and a lot of that was from playing rugby for so many years and not taking care of my body. Depression, severe anxiety. I would not leave my house, to the point where if I had to go to the grocery store, I would go at like 2 o'clock in the morning, for years. I had high cholesterol. My husband and I, when we got married, I was actually denied life insurance because my lab values were so bad. And I remember just crying and thinking, I'm gonna die. And I'm gonna be dead by the time I'm 30, and what type of life is that? In 2005, I had my gallbladder taken out, and I had this little thing, gallbladder free is the way to be, right? No. That in of itself brought a ton of extra complications. I developed dumping syndrome, IBS, gastritis, acid reflux, you name it. So up until like 5 years ago, I was on like 15 to 17 pills a day. Whether they were prescription medications for the PCOS, the fibromyalgia, or any of these other ailments that you see, or they were supplements trying to, better my health. So it got to a point where I was miserable. I was in the school system, I was teaching, but there came a point in our life where I felt God, and my husband felt God pulling us a different direction. And this was not anything I ever saw myself doing. But we were called to begin fostering. And when we began fostering, we were not ready for a baby. We were not ready for kids. And we joke about it because we're like, oh, we'll just go to the first class, and that doesn't mean we have to continue the classes. Okay, well, we'll finish the classes, but that doesn't mean we have to take any kids. Okay, well, we'll only take this age to this age. Well, within like 6 months, we had like 5 kids. And I would say that's the beginning of God gloriously wrecking our lives. After a few years, we've had about 30 children in our home. And in 2014, we had our first adoption. And we adopted a sibling group of 4. And this was the adoption day. And I remember just crying for so many reasons. Because, look at my kids. I'm extremely blessed. And I remember thinking, the judge is asking us, that these are going to be our, it's just saying these are our forever kids. I'm going to be forever their support system. This is a forever family. And just kind of feeling disappointed with myself and feeling shame because I was not the mom that they deserved. I was not the mom that I pictured myself to be. Because when you picture yourself, in college or in high school, you kind of fantasize what your life will look like. And although we weren't your traditional family, I was not the woman that I wanted to be. And so I was just like, something has to be done. So I spoke with my husband, and in that time I was in a very dark place because I was so disappointed that I allowed myself to get to like 260 pounds. And my eating disorders were so bad. And so basically, I just got to the point where my excuses had to become my reasons. Because I can say all day long, because at this time we had 6 kids in our home. I can say I'm busy all day long. I can say that I don't have time to work out, or that I don't have time to eat healthy. I don't want to make a second meal because I want to eat what my kids eat. In reality, no. My excuses and my why needs to be so big that all these other things that I make up have to pale in comparison. And so that led to one of the biggest decisions in my life, besides getting married, besides adopting. And this is not something that a lot of people know, but I did have weight loss surgery back in 2014. I thought it would be the quick fix because I had tried the diet pills that my doctors had prescribed for me, to the point where I was passing out, and I would have these massive anxiety attacks because it would, make me have my heart racing, and and I wasn't eating. And so I had tried the pills, I had tried the gimmicky diets, I had tried everything, and I was like, surgery is the one thing I haven't tried, and I'm going to try it. So these were my before pictures, and I had the gastric sleeve, and it was tough because the doctor put me on these liquid diets. I was on all these shakes that were totally filled with chemicals that I couldn't explain or even begin to tell you what some of them were or pronounce them for that matter. And so basically I was prepared to live this life of not eating right again, or not eating normal again. Well, that was a little short-lived, because if you've talked to anybody who's had weight loss surgery, it is not a quick fix. It's not the easy route either, guys. So don't ever say that someone, oh, well, they had surgery, it's a quick fix. It's not. Because I'll tell you what, as soon as they're able to introduce real food back into their meal plan, what's gonna happen? The only thing that surgery did for me was to really help with the binge eating. If I want to eat a cheesecake, I can eat a cheesecake. Surgery does not prevent me from putting a cheesecake in my mouth. And guess what? I can eat a whole cheesecake if I want to. I just have to pace myself. I could probably still out-eat every single one of you all in this room. And so I realized quickly that when I was able to introduce foods back in my meal plan, that the weight stopped. And it actually started coming back on. And even last year, which I will kind of get down that in the road, you can still gain lots of weight. And you will see lots of people who have weight loss surgery gain it all back. Because the thing is, they don't fix their relationship with food. And they don't always have the accountability and the support. And that's where, basically, I had gotten to my point, I'm like, I'm a lost cause. I need something. Like, you know, I've done this, I've done these pills, I've done this surgery. What's next for me, God? Like, and that's where I was introduced. Well, I'd already known her, but basically I was looking for it, and I was introduced to Beachbody programs. And so I was friends with another police wife, and so about a year and a half ago, I started Focus T25, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna be all in. I wanna eat real foods again, you know, and I don't wanna be on this liquid diet and this garbage for the rest of my life. I don't wanna be eating protein bars every single day as a meal, you know. I don't wanna be eating these pure protein shakes that I can't pronounce the ingredients on and be doing this crazy, like, it's not the life that I wanted to live. So I started Focus T25. And at that time, my weight had plateaued because, hello, I was eating again. And my insides, my health was dramatically transformed. So to tell a little bit about my lab values, before I started Shakeology and Beachbody programs, my A1C, for those who don't know, measures diabetes, has been up as high as in the 8s. With Shakeology, it's down in the 5s without medication now. So I'm no longer on diabetic medication. My triglycerides were in the 300s, and that was even with medication for like 10 years. It now is in the 100s, like 120s. My triglycerides dropped over 220 points after I started Shakeology. Like, I get goosebumps thinking about that, because do you realize how much garbage doctors will feed you a lot of time about what type of diet you need to be on to get off of cholesterol? They're like, oh, you need to eat a low-fat diet. You need to eat. No. They're getting paid by drug corporations to tell you this. So my triglycerides dropped. My weight plateaued. Hello, it went goodbye too, because I dropped 17 pounds in 5 weeks because I was eating real whole foods again. I was getting the nutrition that I was not getting from the meal plan I was on before. And if you know, after weight loss surgery, they have you on like 20 supplements a day. And I was able to stop every single supplement. I don't take any of them anymore. Also, so the IBS, the gastritis, and the acid reflux I had from having that wonderful gallbladder taken out, not on any of those medications either. Because it was so bad to the point where literally every time I ate something, I would choose not to eat, or I would just go to the bathroom. I've eaten in the bathroom before because that's how bad it was. And that's not an issue anymore. So this was the beginning of really a life transformation for me in so many ways. Not just the physical, and I think that that's what a lot of times people focus on, is on the physical. But really it's much more emotional, and it's much more psychological than anything. And that's what a lot I work with my coaches and my challengers, because people only see the physical, but if you've been through if you've been through like basically breaking down those boundaries or those chains, breaking through those obstacles, this is a hell of a lot more psychological than it is physical, because we are our own worst enemy. We self-sabotage, and I think that has what has been the key for me, is the personal development that comes along with this. So with that, I don't want to talk about just the physical transformation. I want to talk about the emotional. So in this, I have learned it's not about having these crazy weight loss stories. It's not about having this crazy transformation. Because looking at the grand scheme of things, have I lost a lot of weight? Yes. But I've lost so much more. I've lost my, the insecurities that I had, the chains that I had, the self-doubt, the fears. And these are kind of some of my my affirmations that I do every day. And I share this with my challengers because this journey is life. And this is not something that's going to be a quick fix. I want people to find lifestyle choices that will help them for the rest of their life. I don't want something that's going to put them on a liquid diet or just some fad pills. If I had a dime for every single woman that I spoke to in my fitness academy who are currently on pills, I could be like swimming in money up here. It is sickening. But I want people to find joy in the atmosphere of growth, not dread it. Run into it, guys, because when you grow, you become such a better person. And I'm finding strength in challenging myself, thinking of my end goal and saying, wow, like this sucks right now and it's hard, but think about what I'm going to be able to do when I'm done with it. And so just that mental transformation has been far superior than dropping 10, 20, 50 pounds. Because I know that with weight loss, I can do certain things, but with that mental transformation, I can do anything. And then also with that, with my coaching, I'm inspiring other people to do the same thing. Inspiring them that, you know what, you can find joy in the atmosphere of growth too. You can find strength in challenging yourself and just being able to be that support system to other people and paying it forward. And so I can't not finish this by not sharing my family photo. So I did share about the adoption of my first 4 children. Well, a few months ago, we just finished the adoption of our last 2. So we have adopted 6 children through foster care. And I can totally say that I could have 6 excuses of why I could not be doing what I'm doing. I could make excuses all day long, but those excuses have become my reasons. Not just for the physical well-being so that I can run and jump with them and play, but for the emotional so I can not only be the strong mom that they deserve, but to help raise them into strong individuals as well. And and just seeing them watch me and my journey has been so awesome, inspiring. And I feel like taking this coaching journey has been able to finally give us a life that we deserve. Because not only have I had that physical transformation, that mental transformation, but also a financial transformation. I've been able to now have a second income for our family that we would have never had before. And in building a team, I have that residual income as well. And it's been crazy to see that if you just kind of drop your chains and whatever fears that you have, you really can do anything that you want to and set your mind to. I never was the person that people came to for questions and support for weight loss. Hello, I was obese myself, so who would come to me for support? I'm still considered obese, so who would come to me? But by gosh, look where I'm at now, because I did not allow my fears to dictate my future and the choices that I made. So I just want to encourage you all to just keep doing what you're doing. Keep sharing your journeys. Keep sharing your struggles. Keep sharing your successes, because you will relate to people and you will be able to inspire so many people that you never thought that you could. And one of the things I share almost every single day with someone is it's not about the weight that you lose, but it's about the life that you gain. This journey is not about necessarily losing weight. It's about gaining the life that you deserve. It's gaining that confidence, that self-empowerment. And, and when you are, taking care of yourself and you're pouring into yourself, in reality, you're going to be able to give out to so many more people. You're going to be a much better mom, a better wife, a better teacher, a better friend. So it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's not selfish to focus on you. You're going to be you're going to be a powerhouse, and people are going to look to you and be inspired by you. So I just, this is just kind of my journey, and I, to be honest, when I started coaching, I was ashamed to share that I had surgery because, this is the clean way. This is the, I guess because I had heard that some people were like, oh, well, surgery is a quick fix, blah, 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 and I was ashamed to share it. And now I'm not, because I know that someone somewhere, if not you, your friend or your sister will be inspired by it. And hopefully that they will see that it's not the quick fix that it is. I have mixed feelings about surgery, and I talk to people about it all the time, and I've worked with lots of women who've had surgery. And if they're coming to me, I know that, they probably had the same experience with surgery that I did. Because if it was a quick fix, they wouldn't be looking for something more. So that's pretty much what I have for you all today. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask me or send me messages. But I just want to encourage you all to, if you're not building a business and you've thought about it, you got to run with it. Because if you're a big dreamer, you got to be a big doer and just do things. So that's basically what I have. I don't know if anybody has any particular questions. I'll open that up. If not, I'll give it back to, I guess, Angela. Are you going to hop back up here?